What's going on, champs? In today's updated Protection Paladin guide, things are about to get very interesting because we actually have 4 or 5 different builds to talk about. I'll start by showing you the build I'm currently running, then we'll go over the other popular options. So by the end of the video, you'll know exactly which one fits your playstyle best. Just keep in mind, some of these builds are very gear dependent. The better your gear is, the better they perform. That's the first thing I wanted to mention. Second thing I wanted to mention, I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the builds or if there is something you'd like me to test next. Third thing, this is going to be a very long video, very long and detailed guide. We'll cover everything from talent builds, rotation, and gearing your paladin on turtlewow, and more. To make things easier, I've added timestamps so you can skip to the section you want, but honestly, I recommend watching the whole thing. There's a lot of things to learn here. That being said, let's just jump straight into the talent calculator and get started. Alright, so let's start with the first build. This is the build that I am using. 11-35-5. Divine Intellect, 5 out of 5. Improved Seal of Righteousness, 5 out of 5, because I'm using it a lot. It's amazing for snap threat and threat overall. And then Sanctity Aura, which increases holy damage done by your party members by you. By 10. Because you're gonna need holy damage. So that's it in Holy Tree. Next we have Redoubt, 5 out of 5. Then we have Toughness, 5 out of 5, which increases your armor value from items by 10. Huge. Then we have Precision, which increases your chance to hit with melee attacks and spells by 3%. Then you can get some 3 or 4% chance from items that you are carrying. Cloak, I don't know, gloves, belt, etc. So you need 6 or 7% hit with melee and spells, and you are good. Then we have Improved Righteous Fury, of course, which increases the amount of threat generated by your Righteous Fury spell by 75%, Blessing of Sanctuary, Shield Spec, and Anticipation, 3 out of 3, which increases your defense by 20. This is huge. This is literally one of the BIS rings and trinkets in this talent over here. So this is amazing for beginners, you know. If you are better geared, if you are Naktramas, Karazhan geared, you just might consider skipping Toughness or Anticipation. We'll talk about that later in these builds, other builds, okay. So next we have Improved Hand of Reckoning. Amazing. Makes your taunt less likely to be resisted. Then we have Holy Shield. Then we have Righteous Defense. While Righteous Fury is active, your damage taken is reduced by 10%. Then we have Righteous Strikes, which increases the threat generated by your Holy Strike by 30% and its damage by 25%, sorry. In addition, Zeal increased the amount of damage blocked by 10%. So you will be using Holy Strike and Zeal a lot. And then we have Bulwark of the Righteous. Bash the target with your shield, dealing blah 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 holy damage and reducing the damage you take by 30% for 12 seconds. And then over here we have Benediction, which reduces the mana cost of your judgment and seal spells by 15%. So it perfectly stacks with Divine Intellect, because you're gonna need intellect on your paladin. And Righteous Strike, Bulwark of the Righteous, perfectly stacked with Sanctity Aura. So this is build number 1. Let's move to build number 2. Alright, so what do we have over here? Apparently, obviously, nothing in Holy Tree. 33, 0, 33, 18. Resolved, 5 out of 5. Precision, 3 out of 3. Toughness, now toughness, 3 out of 5. This is if you are a bit better gear. Increases your armor value from items by 6%. Then we have, of course, improved Righteous Fury, Blessing of Sanctuary, Anticipation. We still over here, we still have here 3 out of 3 in Anticipation. Next we have improved Hand of Reckoning, Righteous Defense, Holy Shield, of course, Righteous Strike, Bulwark of the Righteous, and then we have a Benediction, 5 out of 5. Reduces the mana cost of your judgment. Like I said, I don't want to repeat myself over here like a broken radio. Right, so now we have Deflection, 3 out of 5, which increases your parry chance by 3%. You see, maybe, what you lack in toughness, you just move to Deflection, if you know what I mean. 3% parry is a lot. 3% chance to parry is a lot. And you will be parrying a lot. Then we have improved Judgment, which decreases the cooldown of your Judgment spells by 2 seconds. This is Seal of Righteousness, etc., etc. Seals. So now we have Conviction over here, which increases your chance to get critical strike with melee weapons by 5%. Then we have a Blessing of Kings. And then we have Pursuit of Justice. Increases movement and mounted movement speed by 8%. This does not stack with other movement speed increasing effects. As you know, in raids, you have to be mobile, right? This doesn't only increases your mount movement speed, it increases your movement speed as well. So this is a flawless talent over here. Plus, if you have, what was the name? Enchant on your feet, minor speed increase, plus Pursuit of Justice, you're so fast. You're able to grab mobs around in a matter of seconds, right? So this is the second build, 0, 33, 18. Now we are moving to third build, 0, 25, 30. 21, sorry, 0, 21, 30. Now we have Redoubt, 5 out of 5. 2 out of 5 in toughness. This is for better geared paladins. 3 out of 3 in precision. 3 out of 3 in improved Righteous Fury. Shield spec, 3 out of 3. 2 out of 3 in increased in anticipation, which increases your defense skill by 14. Still respectable amount of defense skill. Then we have improved Head of Reckoning, right? Then we have Holy Shield. We do not have Reckoning, Righteous Strike, and the Bulwark of the Righteous over here. This is amazing snap threat. This build is amazing when it comes to threat, right? Then we have Benediction, improved Judgments over here also. Deflection, 5 out of 5, which now increases your parry chance by 5%. Then we have improved Retribution Aura. Then we have Conviction. I already said what conviction is. Blessing of Kings. Then we have a Vengeance now. Gives you a 5% bonus to all damage you deal and decreases threat you generate by 10% for 30 seconds after dealing a critical strike from a weapon swing, spell, or ability. This effect stacks up to 3 times. However, threat reduction does not apply if the paladin is under the effect of Righteous Fury, and you are going to be under the effect of Righteous Fury. And then we have Vengeful Strikes. To top it up, Crusader Strike deals an additional 10% damage, and Zeal increases your attack and casting speed by an additional 2% per stack. Holy Strike infuses you with Holy Might, increases your strength by 20% for 20 seconds. This build is for better geared paladins, and believe me, it's amazing when it comes to threat. Thanks to Conviction, thanks to Vengeance, thanks to Vengeful Strikes. And yeah, now we are moving to build number 4. So we have over here Divine Intellect once again. This is 11.32.8. Divine Intellect, Improved Seal of Righteousness, Sanctity Aura, Redaubed, Precision, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 5, sorry. Toughness, Anticipation, 3 out of 3. Shield Spec, 3 out of 3. Blessing of Sanctuary, Improved Righteous Fury, Improved Hand of Reckoning, Holy Shield, Righteous Defense, Righteous Strikes, and Bulwark of the Righteous. In Retribution 3, we have Benediction, 5 out of 5. 1 out of 5 in Deflection, and Improved Judgment. That's pretty much it. However, I can combine you a 5th. I can combine you. I can make you a I can make you a 5th build over here. Alright, let's see. Redaubed, 5 out of 5. Now we are going in Precision, 3 out of 3. This is build number 5. Let's play around a little. Let's put 2 out of 5 in Toughness for now. Improved Righteous Fury, of course. Shield Spec, of course. Now, Improved Hand of Reckoning. Now let's put 1 point, actually 2 points in Anticipation. Then we are going into Holy Shield. Then we are going into Righteous Defense. Reckoning, 5 out of 5. Remember, we didn't have any points in Reckoning in previous builds. Now we are going with Reckoning, since it gives you a 50% chance after blocking an attack, and you are going to block a lot, to generate an additional attack. This is also amazing for threat. Then we have Righteous Strikes, 5 out of 5. Bulwark of the Righteous. Right. We have 16 points left now. Will you decide to make it? Will you decide to put them in Holy or Retribution 3? Depends entirely on you. But I will do this. I will top up Anticipation. I will go Divine Intellect, 5 out of 5. Improved Seal of Righteousness, 5 out of 5. Sanctity Aura, 1 out of 1. Blessing of Sanctuary, if you want, put, if you don't want, just put, fill the whole Toughness talent over there, and 1 point left, 1 point left. We can put it in Blessing of Sanctuary. Boom! You are done. That's the 5th build, which includes Reckoning. So that's pretty much it when it comes to talents, my little legends. As you can see, you have plenty builds to choose from. So let me know down in the comments below which one worked for you the best. That's the only, those 5 builds are the only builds that I could come up with. I couldn't figure out anything else. This is what I figured out. Patch 1.18.0, the Scars of the Past has been up like 1-2 months, something like that. So this is what I came with. Now we are moving to rotation. Let's go. Okay, let's start with rotation. It's really simple. Before every trash pack, before every boss fight, you are going to pop Holy Shield. Always Holy Shield, then run into them by all means. Now, Holy Shield into Seal of Righteousness, into Holy Strike, into Consecration, into Holy Shield again, into Holy Strike, into Consecration, Seal. I'm 100% sure that you won't be the one judging wisdom, but in case you are, make sure that wisdom is always up, because look how mana drains on Protection Paladin. We just need that mana, right? If you have a paladin that will judge wisdom, by all means, then tell him to do that. If you have paladin that will judge crusader, even better, so that you can judge righteousness. Seal of Righteousness is amazing, threat-wise. So, Holy Shield into Holy Strike, into Consecration, into Holy Strike, into Holy Shield, into Judgment of Seal of Righteousness, into Seal of Righteousness, into Consecration, into Holy Strike. Make sure to keep your zeal up like this, because zeal is great. Zeal is great because, let's see, this is Crusader Strike over here. So, a strike that deals 90% weapon damage plus an additional 161 and increases your attack speed by 3%. But that's not all. That's not all. You see, when it comes to zeal, in addition, zeal increases amount of damage blocked by 10%. So you want to keep zeal up. You want to keep zeal up so that you get that 10% block. And by all means, you're gonna enchant the shield with block. You have a lot of gear, especially tier 3 gives you a lot of chance to block. So you want, as a paladin, you want a lot of block. So let's repeat rotation once again. All right. Holy Shield into Holy Strike, into Consecration, into Judgment, into Seal of Righteousness, into Zeal, into Holy Strike again. Now you are waiting for Holy Strike, boom, and back to Consecration. However, Bulwark of Righteous, right? I forgot to talk about the Bulwark of Righteous. When it comes to Bulwark of the Righteous, it's something like shield wall for Protection Paladins. You can use it at the start of the fight, but in case you are dropping low mid-fight or at the end of the fight, you just might save Bulwark of the Righteous for that moment to protect you. You see, bash the target with your shield, dealing that amount of holy damage and reducing the damage you take by 30% for 12 seconds. Just to give enough time for your healers to completely heal you. 30% of damage reduction for 12 seconds is a lot. Usually, when it comes, what I like to do, I like to include Bulwark of the Righteous in the beginning, right? So Holy Shield into Bulwark of the Righteous, into Zeal, into Consecration, into Holy Strike, into Judgment, into Holy Shield, into Holy Strike, and so on and so on. When it comes to Seal of Righteousness and when it comes to Judgment, you will always wait a little, on 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds you can judge. Don't judge. Don't judge on cooldown. Don't judge on cooldown because you are going to go out of mana. Right. Simple as that, really. Not much philosophy. Yeah. When it comes to consumables, you will need Spirit of Zanza. Spirit of Zanza is amazing. When it comes to spell thingies, you will want Flask of Supreme Power, Concussion of the Arcane Giant, Gift of Arthas, Greater Stone Shield Potion, Free Action Potions, Major Mana Potion. Then you have Brilliant Wizard Oil or Blessed Wizard Oil. Depends if you are playing in Naxxramas. Blessed Wizard Oil is for Naxxramas. Then you can put Elixir of Giants, Elixir of the Mungus, Juju Power, Elixir of Fortitude, Elixir of Superior Defense, Major Troll's Blood Potion, Ramsey Ram Black Label, Danonzo Stellabim Delight, or Hardened Mushroom. And then you have protection potions like Greater Frost Protection Potion, Greater Nature, Shadow, Fire, or Arcane Protection Potion. That's pretty much it when it comes to rotation and when it comes to consumables. Now let's talk about gear a little, my little legends. You see, there is no such thing as pre-raid BIS list or tier 1 best in slot, tier 2 best in slot, etc. etc. You will install add-on called Atlas Loot Enhanced, and you will just see what's good for you in some dungeons. Let's take, for example, Covers of Time, Black Moras. Over here you have decent plate helm. You have decent cloak. You have decent feet. That's just from first boss. Then you have, let's see, this is a nice ring for Protection Paladin. This is really nice ring. Then you have Drifting Avatar. Let's see, Shoulders Plate. Those are the shoulders that I'm using as a transmog, but they're amazing for Prot Paladins. Increases damage and healing done by magical. You want spell power, guys. You want spell power and you want defense items. This is just two bosses in Covers of Time. Then you want, let's see, for example, Stormvine Vault. You see, Greaves of the Elite Guard. Defense by 8. Increase the block value of your shield by 15. That's the first boss. Second boss, Feet. 20 stamina. Increase the block value of your shield by 10. Etc. 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 There is no... I'm not going to make any pre-raid best in slot gear because this is TurtleWow. It's semi fun server, you know. And not to mention that you have, for example, let's see, let's get over here to collections. Tier 1 sets. Paladin. You have a Prot version. And you can always swap it in Blackrock Mountain. TurtleWow does it for example, if tier 1 drops and you don't want that tier 1, you just can swap it. You can swap it. You can swap tier 2 also. You can swap tier 3 also. Let's see, that's tier 1. Next we have collections. Let's see tier 3. They nerfed. One thing that I wanted to say is that they nerfed tier 3 spell power wise. I don't know why they did that. I don't know, that's such a bullshit. Prot Paladins got nerfed in this patch, and Libram of the Faithful dropped by the first boss in Karazhan 40. Instead of 5, your consecration reduces damage taken by 2% now, instead of 5%. Why would you do something like that? Protection Paladins were not overpowered like druids. You know, I don't know what were they taking when they did this. So, what I'm using for threat, this is my threat set. This is 2.5, my little legends. 2.5 AQ 40 gear. AQ 40 gear for threat. You see, it increases damage done by your holy strike by 12%. They even nerfed that. They even nerfed spell power on 2.5 gear. So, the bigger holy strike hits, the bigger threat is, of course. And one last thing I forgot. Keep holy shield always up. Always up. Up, 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 up it goes. Up it goes, my little legends. So your best in slot, or pre-raid best in slot, companion, friend, comrade, call it however you want, is Atlas Loot TurtleWoW Edition version 3.2.8 for now. For now. That's it for this guide. I would really appreciate sub, like, comment down below. Maybe I fucked up somewhere. I'm not perfect. I'm trying to build a community over here so that people share their knowledge. I'm not the best paladin on the fucking server. No, too far away from that. I'm just casual. I'm just casual in my early 30s, my little legends. I'll see you in next video. Until then, have a good one.